How to measure concrete to be poured. Measuring the area where concrete will be placed to calculate how many cubic yards, cubic feet, or cubic meters will be needed. Steps. 1. Measure the length, L. For an example, let's say it's 12 feet 6 inches, 15.2 centimeters. 2. Measure the width, W. For example, let's say it's 15 feet, 4.6 meters. 3. Measure the height, H. For example, let's say it's 3 and 3/4 inches. 4. Use a construction calculator. Do search online to find them. 5. If you're calculating for cubic feet or cubic yards of concrete needed, you will need to convert your inch measurements to engineer's scale. Engineer's scale is basically taking a foot, 12 inches, and converting it into 10 ths. The engineer's scale also eliminates the fractions of an inch, i.e. 3/4 of an inch is equal to 0.75 of an inch. 6. For the L measurement of 12 feet 6 inches, 152 centimeters, take the 6 inches, 15.2 centimeters, and divide it by 12. 6 inches, 15.2 centimeters, 12 is equal to 0.50 feet, 0.2 m. Put the 0.50 after the 12. Now we have 12.5 feet, 3.8 meters. 7. At 15 feet, 46 meters, and 0 inches, 0.0 centimeters, the W does not need to be converted. 8. For the H measurement of 3 and 3/4 inches, we will first need to convert the fraction 3/4 of an inch to a decimal. Take the top number 3 and divide it by the bottom number 4. 3/4 is equal to 0.75 of an inch. Put the 0.75 after the 3. We now have 3.75 inches, 9.5 centimeters. Now take 3.75 and divide that by 12. 3.75, 12 is equal to 0.31 feet, 0.1 m. Now we have L equals 12.5 feet, 3.8 meters, W equals 15 feet, 4.6 meters, and H equals 0.31 feet, 0.1 meters. 9. Multiply them all together. 12.5 times 15 times 0.31 is equal to 58.25 cubic feet. 10. To calculate the cubic yards, take the 5,825 cubic feet and divide it by 27. 58.25, 27 is equal to 2.15 cubic yards. Tips. On large pours, measure as the pour goes along. If the W and H are the same, you can measure and calculate that you have used X amount of cubic yards in X amount of feet. That way you know how many cubic yards you need to finish and can change your order accordingly. You don't want to be the one responsible for the crew standing around for an hour waiting for the last load. It's typically better to over-order a little and throw away a few cubic yards than pay the labor to stand around, or worse yet, finish concrete in the cold dark. Calculating cubic meters is much easier since the metric system eliminates the use of fractions. For example, L, 3.81 m, xW, 4.57 m, xH, 0.095 m, equals 1.65 cubic meters. Check your calculations. If you're not sure, have someone else check them. Typically concrete will contain 5% air. That means once you tamp, vibrate, screed, float, etc., air bubbles will be released, thus condensing the concrete. It's a good idea to add 5% to the calculation, especially if you are using transit mixers. It may take them 40 minutes to come out with your 1-2 cubic yard order, which they may charge you a short load fee on. If you are using a pump to place the concrete, add for some waste, since there may be 1/2 of a cubic yard in the hoses and the hopper. Check your measurements before calculating. If you're not sure, have someone else measure it and see that you have the same numbers. If you are using transit mixers, ask the concrete plant if they charge a short load fee on the last load. Many charge a short load fee on anything under 2 cubic yards. If you are doing a large pour with multiple transit mixers, have them spaced out correctly. You don't want the crew standing around waiting for transit mixers, and you also don't want the transit mixers stacked up waiting, and probably wanting to charge for stand by time. Warnings. Wear gloves, cover your skin, wear safety glasses, wear rubber boots if you have to stand in it. Some people have very sensitive skin and react badly to cement. Concrete splashed in the eyes is no fun either. Concrete will also dry out leather boots and shorten their lifespan.